Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm doing a critique on a journal article titled Bloody Latent Fingerprint Detection using Lu R6G, which is leucorhodamine 6G, and it's essentially just a spray that you put on a substrate and it will visualize a latent fingerprint that is contaminated with blood. And this sparked my interest because my senior seminar project is also based on enhancing blood impressions. But the spray that is used with my technique, ZarPro, is you use the ZarPro activation spray, spray the lift, and then you lift the impression off the substrate rather than just visualizing it on the substrate. And this article described its research as a way to visualize contaminated latent print impressions, and they were studying these impressions on rough and smooth surfaces over a 4-week period. And they chose this method over others because other methods in the past have been known to have carcinogens in it and have just been pretty hazardous and toxic. And also too, it's very easy to use. All that's required is just a spray. And essentially what happens is that it reacts with the heme moiety and the hemoglobin in the red blood cells. So the heme will catalyze an oxidative reaction and create a red oxidized R6G, and that red pigment is what makes the impression visible on the substrate. And sulfosalicylic acid is what's used to fix the impression before it's sprayed, so you don't have to make a mess of how to fix the impression before you lift it and ensure that it's there and secure before you enhance it. And this method was nice because the spray can be used multiple times, so if it's not as visible as you would like the first spray, you can keep going. And I would assume it's very inexpensive because all that you would need is a spray, so it's a very simple, easy to use method, it seems like. However, I feel like you can only visualize this based on photographs unless you're able to have a substrate that's small enough to take back to the lab in order to reassess it later on. Otherwise, you're just basing your work off a photograph, which can sometimes be difficult. Overall, I liked the article. It was simple, easy to follow. I thought the way they described how to use this method was very simple. And what I would do differently is try to lift the impression off the area if possible, so that way you can have it for later, keep it, preserve it, and have it later on to visualize. But overall, I thought it was a great method, and I'm not sure if it's been used since 2004, but I'd be curious to know that as well. Thank you.